Awesome. So I'm starting the recording a few minutes early because I always miss the beginning parts of what you guys are saying to me, and I don't want to miss any of that this time. So we're just going to let this run a couple of minutes early. I'm so excited to be here today and to restart my list, you guys. Let me restart that. I am so excited to be out of Mercury retrograde and starting this fresh and new. We're resetting the whole list going forward. Okay, I just want to jump right in. It's been the longest wait, the last hour, in between members readings and here. I just want to jump right in. But before I do, I want to, as usual, I want to just say a few things. I want to remind you guys that your loved ones are not talking to me, they're talking to you. And I just want to go over how this works again, because, see, every reader is a little bit different on how they get their information and how they understand their information, right? And it's really important that you guys understand how this works for me and that you work with me, because your loved ones are not talking to me. They're talking to you, and they don't care if I understand this information or not. And it's important that you understand this for that reason. And I'm going to give you an example here. Spirit, get out of my head so I can think clearly to get this part done, so I can get to your messages. Sorry, they've been playing with me all day in my head. It gets hard to think straight when you got a bunch of other voices in your head. So let me try this again. Okay. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I get up here to do these messages from Spirit, you know, they're almost completely ineffective if you guys aren't on the same page as me. I can try as hard as I want, but you guys are not going to understand the information if you don't understand how I read and if you don't work with me. And it's extremely frustrating for me to get up here and I don't want to use the word waste my time, but spend all this time trying to pass forward a message that I think is totally clear, but somebody else is just not getting unless it's said a certain way. What I mean by that is sometimes people will come to me and they are extremely skeptical, and I like skeptics. Skepticism is really great, but if you are too skeptical and you come to me thinking, well, I'm not going to believe this unless you say this or this, or you have some specific thing or whatnot, or you're expecting a specific message, and then anything else that comes through, you don't hear it. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, because if you guys work with me, these messages are beautiful and amazing. But if you don't work with me, then it's extremely frustrating, and you are the ones that are missing out on the messages. I'll give you an example, and I'm not going to use names, but this weekend I had Afternoon with Spirit, right? And normally there's 20, 30 people at each group, but for whatever reason, this month, Spirit kept telling me not to advertise the group, and only a few small people would show up because Spirit needed it to be small. Kind of aggravating. It's hard for me to explain how that process goes because I want to advertise it, right? I want to fill up my group, but then Spirit's here going, don't you dare, don't advertise this. We're going to keep it small. Anyway, so I don't know why they're telling me to do that, but then I found out when we got there this Sunday. So right away, there was only 5 people that showed up, and 2 of the people that came looked like, or felt like, I should say, mother and daughter to me. There was 2 ladies, and one seemed maybe a little bit older than the other. I don't really pay attention to the age, but the energy felt like mother and daughter. And so as they sat down, I don't remember how I said it, but I mentioned, you guys are mom and daughter, right? And they looked at me like I had 3 heads and were like, no, we're not. And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, okay, well, why do they keep making me feel like mom and daughter, mom and daughter? And no matter how many times I tried to focus on that, I kept getting the same information. And these people looked at me like deers in the headlights. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start on this side of the room and work my way over there to you guys. And maybe you'll see how I read and be able to understand this information. And then when I got over to them, What spirit kept showing me was two people coming forward holding hands. And those of you who've watched me read before, you know that means a married couple. I told her, I think it's your grandparents. They're going one above you, but they have the soul of the younger person, the person who passed before we think of as their time, that's stepping forward as a father figure. He's making me feel like he's a father figure. And I feel like maybe 50, 60 is around when he passed, suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically. And I looked at the lady who I thought was the mom, and I said, is your dad on the other side? And she's like, no. And I had already said all of what I just said to you. And I'm like, well, there's this father figure that's stepping forward around you. And she's like, nope, 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 nope. And we went back and forth for a good 5 or 10 minutes almost. And she's like, nope, nope, nope. I'm like, do you have one set of grandparents on the other side that are both like either mom's parents or dad's parents where they're both on the other side? She's like, well, yeah, of course. It's like, well, of course to you, but okay. Anyway, so who's the young person they're bringing forward underneath of them? The father figure. I can't make the information change just because you don't understand it, or because just because you don't understand it. They won't change the information. They'll keep giving it to me. So finally, after a frustrating 5 or 10 minutes there, and embarrassing for me, I'm up here and I'm spitting all this out and they're looking at me like I'm a crazy lady, and it's embarrassing in that situation. And then finally, that lady I was speaking to, the one I thought was the mom, goes, I think you mean this for her. And she's like, yeah, my dad's on the other side. And I'm like, okay, so you're sitting beside each other. I'm like, so I guess I could have mistaken that for her energy, but why do you guys feel so connected? And she looks at me and she's like, that's my stepmom. Her dad was on the other side, and it was her stepmom that was sitting beside her. So when I was feeling mother-daughter energy, I was not wrong. They might not have been blood related, but they were a mother-daughter energy, and they did not validate that to me. They looked at me like I was crazy. And so that stops my ability to read that energy or understand that energy. You guys got to understand, they're not talking to me, and I'm not in your life. I don't know how to understand this. In your life, all I can tell you is the way that I'm feeling it. So in that situation, right away, I'm like, okay, mom and daughter, they could have said not biologically, stepmom, stepdaughter. That would have made so much more sense. The wife, the gentleman her husband's coming forward saying, I'm the father figure. Why is he introducing himself as the father figure? Because his daughter is sitting right beside his wife. This is what I mean when I say we have to work together. Because if we work together, I get right to the messages, you get the message you need, we move on to the next message. If you are not working with me and you're waiting for me to explain why they're saying something a certain way, or you're going to be that specific, you're going to lose the message, and you're going to waste a lot of people's time. And the sad part is that you're not going to receive the message that is coming through to you. So I want you guys to keep in mind that this is not about predicting what's coming up in your world. As much as spirit does that sometimes, and they will provide the guidance that we're asking for when we ask them for guidance on how to get from where we are to where we want to go. Yeah, they'll bring that up sometimes, but that's not the whole point of this. That's not the point of why I'm up here. It's not about guessing what your dog's name was in 1982. Again, that's not the point of this. The whole point of this is for you guys to understand that there really is no such thing as death. It's really hard stuff that is going on in the world right now. So many people are transitioning from the physical to the non-physical. And we have been taught that that means death, and that they're gone and we can't communicate with them anymore, and they're not here, and we feel isolated and alone. And there's so much pain and confusion going on in the world right now. The reason why I'm up here and I do this every day is so that you guys can get the messages and the validations that let you know your loved ones are not gone. Maybe you can't see them with your physical eyes, but that doesn't mean that they're not here. You can't see the blades of a fan when they get going around really, really, really fast either. They become invisible, right? Because when something vibrates that fast, it becomes invisible and see-through. You see right through it. And your soul is a vibration. Your soul vibrates so high that without your meat suit, you wouldn't even see it. So when we lose the physical body, the soul is still here. And you have to know how to communicate with the soul, because it doesn't communicate with speech. It doesn't communicate instantaneously like we can with our physical bodies. That's the whole point of an avatar, physical avatar. So the reason why I get up here every day is to teach you guys how to recognize those signs, how to understand that language, how to feel the presence of your loved ones' souls around you. Because that's the only way that I know that diminishes the pain. What hurts the most is when you tell yourself they're dead and gone forever. I promise you they're not. I promise you they're not. So if you guys work with me, then we can get the best messages for you. So just remember that when I come to you, they're talking to you, they're not talking to me. And the things that they bring up may sound somewhat random in the moment, but what you have to keep in mind is that they are randomly specific. Quick example, I just did in my members. One of my members, as soon as I went to her loved one started taking me down this like parkade, this creepy parkade, like underground parking tunnel staircase or whatever you want to call it. And I felt myself walking down this creepy staircase and I'm like, what the heck is that? Random, right? Very random. But when I asked her, her son just played a hockey game this weekend that just passed, and they went out of town and she walked down this creepy staircase and thought how creepy that is. And her grandparents were right there to let her know that they were with her at that moment. Randomly specific. Follow me? Okay, so retrograde is over. I just wanted to explain to you guys what retrograde was all about, because I know so many of you felt it. As much as I felt it, I know a lot of you guys felt it. Retrograde, Mercury retrograde, kind of highlights any energies or any issues in our life that need to be dealt with, because you have to sweep away the old so you can bring in the new. And what we are in now, as of like Saturday, the church said it came like the 18th, but I didn't feel the energy kick in until this weekend. What we are in now is, oh shit, I don't remember, something Aquarius. The words of what it is isn't important, but understanding the energy behind it is extremely important, because now that you have addressed and dealt with any obstacles that have been in your path and cleared them out, if you did what you were supposed to do and didn't get all pissed off about the challenge, if you learned from it and dealt with it and moved on from it, now is the period of time where it's like, if you empty your cup, now you have room for all of the positive stuff that you've been asking for. But sometimes we got to clear out the negative to make room for the positive. So that's the whole point of the retrograde before we receive this manifestation energy that we're coming into now. Which means that what you focus on, you will create 10 times more powerfully and quicker than you have before. So it's very important that you get rid of that stagnant energy so that you can manifest good stuff, right? Okay, you guys, let's jump right in. We're starting with a new list today. I'm going to quickly go over how this works again, and then I'm just going to choose people who are here. List completely starting over from scratch. Hold on a second. As soon as I said that, I got jumped by spirit. Back up a bit, guys. Yes, that's what I was going to say. Please remember to change your screen name to whatever it is on Facebook, because then I can recognize your names. I'm still paying attention to the people that have been supporting me and things like that. That still matters. So please change your screen name to whatever it is on Facebook so that I can recognize those people that are constantly supporting me. And it doesn't even need to be constantly. You could be a new member, but you've showed me a bunch of support, whatever it is. And then Spirit is going to choose from you guys. Ready? Let's do this, you guys. I can't even speak straight. I was going to make you all do a group connection exercise, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm just going to remind you guys that I don't think I need to. Your loved ones are just like, shut up and jump in. Hold on. Okay. I want everybody to do a quick, you guys, if you've been here and seen me long enough, let's do a quick connection exercise to just kind of calm out that energy for me. And then we'll focus. And as you guys, so what I want you to do is sit with both feet flat on the floor for just a minute, you guys. And as you do that and you get comfortable for a minute, I just want to remind you all that even if you don't get a message today directly from Spirit, there's no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. Spirit brought you all here for this minute and this time to receive messages. And even if it's not you I'm directly speaking to, you'll hear messages through other people's messages. Oh my goodness, Spirit's funny in my head. I can't even speak straight. Let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe and pulling it all the way up through your body and then blowing it directly towards me. Give me a minute to focus. That's very specific. Okay, I'm going to put my glasses on for just a second so I can see you guys. I know, it's somebody's birthday around here. Michelle Forrest Hogg, I'm coming to you. Right away, that's the only person I can see right there. Boom, right in the middle of my screen. And you know what I'm hearing around you? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Like it's somebody's party or something, or somebody's birthday that just passed or is coming up. Loud.
It would have been my grandmother's birthday. If she's been gone for a while, but her birthday would have been probably in the last couple of weeks. And then my father-in-law, who I never met, his birthday is February 2nd.
Let's do this. Okay. So the grandma that I she's giving you spaghetti as well. See, because we already did the connection exercise. Where did you go? My screen moved around on me. Are you still here?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Ha, okay, see, this is why I tried to make it on speaker view. It didn't work for me. Anyway, she's giving you spaghetti. Because we already did the connection exercise, I'm just like, immediately she's feeding me messages. So I'm hearing that. Giving you spaghetti. I'm asking her to tell me how she passed. She's just so excited. She's got to calm her energy down. So it's down. She's showing me the breathing, which is or taking me to the breath, one last breath, and I'm on the other side. I feel very peaceful, if I'm going to be honest. Now, remember that they show me they're passing from their perspective, not from ours. I feel a lot of gratitude and peace for the way that I passed. I do feel the more than one issue or pain throughout the body that went on for some time. But then honestly, at the end, I feel like I'm either in my own bed or in a hospital bed. I just feel calm and peaceful that I'm about to transition. Do you understand that around your grandma?
Yeah. Yeah, she had been, she'd had some health issues all for as long as I can remember. And then when she did pass, it was really quick.
She's really happy about that. Now the father-in-law, does he smoke?
He did. I don't know exactly when he quit, but I don't even think actually he quit. It's like I never met him.
Yeah, he's smoking. He's definitely smoking. And what's funny is I don't think that your grandma smoked because she keeps stepping back. Like she was right here first of all, and then you said him, and so he stepped forward and she stepped back. She's like, did she smoke?
I think she did at some point in time when I was younger, but as she got older, I think she quit.
I think she still quit on that side. That would make sense. Sometimes the worst critic of a smoker is the ex-smoker, yeah?
I resemble that remark.
Me too. Although I'm not one of those ex-smokers, it does not bother me at all. And probably because I quit with 2 smokers in my house.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's emphasizing that your grandfather must be there as well, because she's pulling forward the father figure, and it's not the smoker guy, it's the other guy. She's like, he's here too, and I have a lot of relief to be reunited with them. Slow this down. There's a young soul coming in as well, though. She's like, okay, everybody said their greetings, but there's a soul that passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we think of as their time. Feels like in the last couple of years. And I go to the heart or the chest and I'm on the other side. But there does feel like it was a lot more traumatic for the people that were still here. Do you understand that?
Well, I'm wondering if that might have been my dad, because when he passed away, mind you, it wasn't very recently or anything. It would have been probably about 6 or 7 years ago. But he ended up with cancer, and it was pneumonia that killed him.
So if that was 6 or 7 years ago, I can still feel that as fresh as yesterday.
Yeah.
That's why, because I always feel it from your perspective and from them. I feel
Hmm.
the energy, kind of like I was explaining with that mother and daughter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's blood or not. I feel the energy behind it. So, you know what? That makes a lot more sense too, with why your grandmother keeps pushing your father-in-law away. She's pushing him away. She's like, "Get out of here," when he's smoking. I'm like, "Okay, well, you're being all crazy about that." And then, so as your dad is now stepping forward, and I understand that breathing issue here,
Yeah.
that's why she's still protecting him on that side. But it
Yeah.
was,
And that's his mom.
I was just gonna say, was that his mom that's on the other side, not
Yeah.
your mom's mom?
Right.
Hmm. Your dad, so they're both singing about the party. This is weird. It feels like there's some kind of big party coming up in your world.
Actually, I just came back yesterday from Mexico and we had, of course, a big party.
There we go.
Yeah.
That- I just asked, why aren't you showing me that it was a trip? And he's like, because it was a freaking party. Literally.
There was 600 of us from an organization that I work with that we were all there.
So
So
were
it
your
was
loved ones.
it was good.
So were your loved ones. Um, okay, slow this down. Your dad has taken me to where he was laid for to rest. Well, this is the way he shows it. He shows me the tombstone, which is my symbol for where or how I was laid to rest. I feel gratitude and I see split. I almost wonder if he was cremated and that more than one person have his ashes. The tombstone doesn't necessarily mean buried, it just
Right.
means I was laid to rest.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how to understand this. It feels like we did the original ceremony, but then something happened again. I don't know if if you had a memorial for him or something like this as well, but I feel honored twice and he's thanking you guys for the way that you've laid him to rest, but I almost feel like he was laid to rest twice. I know that sounds weird.
Well, it doesn't actually, because my stepmom went and spread his ashes without my brother and I.
Okay.
And we all ended up with some of his ashes. So the first hunting season after he passed away, my husband and I brought my dad's little urn that I have and brought him hunting with us.
You just gave me chills through my whole body. That's what I mean when I say they're talking to you, not me. Please know that your dad knew that. And you said that, okay. You said your stepmom, was it your stepmom you said?
Yeah.
Because forgive my language, but he goes, fucking stepmoms, hey? But I feel like he's joking.
Yeah.
He loved the hunting thing behind all that. I'll tell you that. Loved that. I hear Tim Allen in the back of my head. I can't do it, but you know that grunt,
Yeah.
right? Please know he's still with you. And I feel like the reason why he wanted to come forward today and your grandma helped bring him forward. And I think the reason why she had to bring him forward was because it feels so fresh still.
Yeah.
That's why I had only felt like a year or two away. And pain and grief around somebody's passing kind of distorts that energy. So they all work together to bring his energy forward to let you know that he's very honored and grateful for you spending that time with him. And he knew that he was kind of laid to rest twice.
Yeah.
Do you have a son?
I do.
He's showing me that he's watching over him as he's pulling his energy back. You only have the one son, or is it two children? I see
I have
one.
2 kids. I have a son and a daughter, but my daughter is now transitioning. They are now non-binary, so they refer to themselves as male as well.
Okay. That would make sense why he goes one but two, one but two, one but two. He's funny. He's like, that's all I'm going to say about it. As long as he's happy, that's all I'm going to say about it. It's like one of those old fashioned kind of opinions that he is seeing from a new perspective on the other side. And he's like, I just want him to be happy.
Yep.
Aw. Please know how much he loves you. And he went with you. They went with you for that trip. Keep talking to him, honey, because he hears you.
I talked to him lots lately.
That's good, because the more you feel him around, the more you talk to him. The more you talk to him, the more you'll feel him around, the more he'll show up for you. The more he shows up for you, the more you believe he's there. The more you believe he's there, the more he can do in your world. You see how that works?
Yeah.
He goes, and that's why you were first. Because your belief is increasing. The bigger your belief, the more potential we have to speak. The more potential you have to get anything you want in this world. You just have to believe it's possible.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to let him pull his energy back. I hope that was helpful, sweetie.
It was very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have an awesome rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.
I'm trying. Now I have a mother that's about to choke me out unless I bring her forward. This is definitely mom, and she's taking me to the heart or to the chest. Everything feels like it's, I don't even know who I'm reading for. Oh, okay, let me try this again. Jana Erickson. I'm seeing this name here. At least I think I'm saying your name properly. Ha ha. Say hi, hon.
Hi.
There we go. Oh, Jamie. Sorry, sweetie. I didn't have my glasses
Okay.
on. She's like, I got your point. It's me. I'm here. Okay, so let me just try to slow spirit down. I got a lot of information just saying your name, honey. Have I read for you before?
In December, yes.
Okay. Okay. There's definitely a lot of grief or distortion energy around you. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I got both. I've got a mother figure and a father figure coming forward, and I'm not sure which one is which. One is sweeping and one is saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I'm hearing mom, 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 mom. I almost wonder if I got a father figure or a gentleman reconnecting with the mother figure on the other side. What I do know is they're taking me to the chest and I feel this crunch. If I don't know if I'm feeling a heart attack or if I don't know what the heck this is that I can just feel in here. Usually for heart attacks, they just take me to the breath and I'm on the other side. But the dead make me feel they're passing from their perspective, never from ours. Does any of this make sense to you so far?
My grandpa had a heart attack, probably 20 years ago.
And grandma just recently passed?
No, my grandma has also been passed for probably 38 years. I never met her.
Okay, so there's somebody else here that passed before we would think of as their time. So this is what I got going on. I got people stepping forward trying to sweep the grief energy away because it's harder for me to hear this younger soul here that passed before we think of as their time because of that distorted energy. So let me try.
It would be my daughter.
Oh, sweetie, see? No wonder there's so much grief energy. Do you know? Is she the one that's experiencing the chest pain? How did she pass, honey?
She was in a car accident.
Thank you. Okay. That's exactly it. Because that would make more sense to me because spirit doesn't usually show me heart attacks with this in my chest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very pronounced. And so two things. Now that I understand that, two things going on. Your grandfather, she's with him. They're so together that I can't pull the energies apart. I had to get your help with that. And he's very much coming forward with her, sweeping that energy away so that he can bring her forward. And that's why I'm hearing mom, 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 mom. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Please know she's okay. Okay, here we go. She's taking me to the head and I feel like my head is pounding, the migraines or the pressure in the head. Is this somewhat recently, like within the last year or two?
Yeah, November.
Just this November?
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
And she did pass of a massive head injury.
Got ya. That's okay. It's interesting though. Was there impact to the chest as well? Like,
yes.
Okay, I'm just wondering why I felt that in my chest, if, and I'm also feeling it in my head. I don't feel it was her responsibility though. You understand that, right? Like she was not the one driving, or if she was, it was not her fault that this accident happened
No, she was the passenger.
because she's not taking responsibility. So this down. Does she have a younger brother that's here?
Yes.
Because she's giving him her love like hugely, and I almost am gonna tear up because I feel like he's taking this kind of hard. Is he like 12, 14, something like that?
He's 12.
Slow that down, honey. Slow that down. She's trying so hard, but we're fighting through some grief here. And I think this is why you're coming through today of all days, because we've been specifically talking about how to hear them better and how to communicate with them better. She's giving you some rocks, and I'm not sure.
Oh my God, she collected rocks as a child and everywhere. I just recently went to Ireland and I needed to get a rock from every single place for her.
Aw. So that was her with you. And that's going to be your new way. I'm wearing mascara. Do not make me cry on camera. Thank you very much. That is her way of communicating with you. And she loves how special that is. Are you guys painting some of those rocks as well? Because I'm seeing like painting the rocks.
Right now it's just a box of rocks.
She gave some to her little brother, and she's like, this is something you guys can do together. And I'm seeing like my garden, she said, my garden, we can put them in my garden. Like, are you thinking of having a garden after her, or like for her?
I have a huge garden every year and I usually start growing about this time. And when she comes home from school and there's plants everywhere, she would always say to me, ugh, it's that time of year again.
Now she's loving it. She's like, Mom, what do you think those rocks are for? They're for your garden. She wants you to paint them as butterflies and as angels and angel wings and ladybugs, and even paint a dime on one of those. Paint all the little reminders of how spirit communicates with you, so that everywhere you go, you'll be reminded that those are actually messages from your daughter and your loved ones on that side. Your grandma, let me tell you, she doesn't care if you know her or not. She's barging right through here. She's got a huge personality, I'll tell you that. Was she a little bit chunky? Like, do you know, have you seen pictures of your grandma or anything? Because she's like showing me what great shape she is on that side, and that she has no physical issues with weight anymore. So I don't know if she was just really careful with her weight or if she was a little chunky, but that's the way she says it to me. Is this mom's parents?
Yeah, this is my mom's mom. Yeah.
Because then she put the white blanket around mom's shoulders as well, which is my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues here in the physical world. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Are they from Ireland? Because when you said Ireland, she showed me that again, and I felt the joy level go through the roof. She's like, oh yeah.
I'm not, but I've worked so hard the last 5-6 years that I haven't gone anywhere. So I did this for myself.
Oh, they're so thrilled with that. So proud of you. Please know that they're all together on that side and that they love you very much, and that your daughter is extremely proud of you for the way that you have been coping so far. Like, I can't overemphasize this symbol enough. This is my symbol for pride. And to me, she looks like a giant gorilla. Like, she's so proud because, and I think a lot is about, see, the kids take their cues from us as parents, right? So whenever we're going through a really challenging situation, especially like this in a family, the death of a child in a family. Her sibling, her little brother and her siblings are going to be okay because you are showing them that they can be okay. You didn't curl up in a fetal position and give up when this happened in freaking November. No, you went to Ireland. Like, you're dealing with the grief, you are moving forward, you are showing them how to process that and how to still communicate with her and integrate her in your life. And that helps them deal with that grief. Does that make sense?
Does she have the dogs with her?
Oh, she rolled her eyes when you said that. And are they big dogs?
Yeah.
Because I saw them knock her over.
We
And
just we recently just lost two of them, so we were hoping they were with her.
so it's not an accident in the way that they show me the information. When you said we lost two dogs, she rolled her eyes, and then I saw them come charging through and knock her right over. So when you said what you said, she goes, exactly, that's why they charged me, because they got all their energy back. Mom, they're totally good now. They're healthy, they're strong, they're running around. And that tells me that they probably would have been pretty weak before they passed. And then she's showing me somebody's eyes are good again. Did one of them have trouble seeing before they passed?
No. Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, my husband's sitting here talking to me. Yes.
I love when families are there because that's what I mean. Sometimes you don't get the message right at first, and then your families are around and going, hello. How do you understand the eye thing?
One of the dogs had gotten into a fight, and both of them, but one really badly, was swollen and bloodshot and having some issues.
Oh, so these aren't old dogs. These are dogs that got into a fight.
Yes, in a way, yes.
So that makes sense why she's showing me that they're barreling her down on the other side. That energy of like, get the heck out of my way, that would make sense for that energy as well. Yeah. Do you have two other dogs though? And are you on a farm? Because I feel protection when we talk about that fight. I feel protection.
We are on a farm. We had three and we just have the one left, which is her dog. Ironically, we have her dog left.
She's kind of again rolling her eyes. Then she's like, that's not ironic. I told you he was the champion. I told you. Were these dogs fighting with each other or somebody else? Because I keep hearing protection, protection, protection.
Somebody else.
Was that person trying to hurt you? See, she won't let go of the message until we understand why it's coming through.
We're not 100% sure what happened. They had just showed up in the morning and they were just covered in blood, and then they just never came back after that.
Interesting. Again, these dogs are screaming protection. Your daughter is screaming protection. I feel like they protected you. So you saw this on like a Ring camera or something, like on a doorbell camera, like.
Yeah, my husband did see one of the dogs.
They're so okay on that side. And the thing about animals is that those dogs just did their job. They protected you. Even if, see, even if our physical bodies don't understand that whole situation, why that person was there or whatnot, your dogs do. They can see things and smell things and understand things that we can't in another dimension. Even if that person showed up to do harm, or so many other scenarios could be in there, your dogs felt the need to protect and they did their job. So please know that they will be coming back to you again. Animals are our spirit guides. They love us unconditionally. They're there through the thick and the thin, through every moment of our lives. And they will keep incarnating into our lives again and again and again. Throughout our lifetime, because they're our spirit guides. That's literally their job. So get the puppies. Don't feel bad. Your daughter's like, don't feel bad. I got them on this side. Go get the puppies, Mom. Don't even get the puppies. You know the other dog needs the puppies too. That other dog. She's like, my dog needs those puppies, Mom. She's so, is it she or he? I keep getting both.
It's a she.
Because she looks like she's really lonely right now.
It's funny. I said that last night that she looks depressed.
Your daughter heard that and she's validating that. So just know that you're going to get two puppies. They're going to come in together. And that's the soul of those two dogs that are coming back to you. They just want to be big dogs again because that's their job, to protect you and protect the farm. Awesome. And they're like, just so you know, your daughter's like, not they, your daughter's like, hi, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Is he wearing a baseball cap? Because she just pulled a hat down over his head.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I can't see him. How would I know that? He's right there.
He actually always wears a baseball hat.
Again, never met the guy. Can't know that. But she does. And she can see him sitting right there. So her way of proving that she can see him sitting there, because I heard him, so that doesn't do anything. She's got to prove that she knows what he's wearing by showing me the ball cap and pulling it down over his head. It's a way of just saying, you guys know I'm here. I promise you I'm okay. I'm still here. I'm still talking to you. We just communicate a little bit differently now, but I'm never going to leave your guys' soul. And the dogs are there too. Don't sweat it. They did their job. They're coming back again.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful, honey.
It was. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. See how love spirit, you guys. This is why I don't sweat the small stuff anymore. All right, where am I going? Jen, it's been forever. I will come to you. It has been forever. Jen, it used to be Ro, but then you changed it on Facebook to some other name that I completely did not recognize.
I know. That's what happens when you get married.
Oh, congratulations. Why did I just hear it's about friggin' time when you said that?
Because I think it was just shy of 16 years that we had been together.
Shish. Did you get married in a church?
No.
Good. It didn't have stained glass. Whoa, let me explain this. Hold on. Not that I don't like churches, but I've recently found out something. So, and you might think that I'm nuts, but hear me out here. So, you know how you hear me say all the time that there's a lot more magic to this world than what you realize?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those marriages where people are together for like 10, 15 years and they finally get married and it all goes kaputs within a year? Most of those people get married in a church. And the reason why that happens, from what I've recently found out, is that there is ancient technology embedded in some of those churches, embedded in the, what do you call those, stained glass windows. And the stained glass window technology mixed with the vibration of the organ music can stir up energies that cause dis-ease and dysfunction in your world for the entities to drink. Loosh. Anyway, somebody needed that message, so here's a message. What I'm saying about that is if you're going to get married after being together for a very long time, don't do it in a church with stained glass windows and an organ, because that triggers ancient technology that is not for your benefit. Let me just say that. Expecting to say all that crazy. This is why people think I'm nuts. I promise you I'm not. I just have way too much information in this brain. Okay, back to you. Glad you didn't get married in a church. That was very recently though, yeah?
Yes, that was in July.
My daughter's birthday is in July. Is it around, when did you get married?
The 22nd.
Okay. So when you said we got married in July, they showed me my daughter's birthday. That's why I said that. Guess when her birthday is?
The 22nd?
Yes.
That's exciting.
You know who else's birthday is that day?
Yours?
No. Prince George, I believe.
Oh.
It's either the prince or the princess, one of the two kids. I think it's the firstborn is on the 22nd, but I could be wrong. It might be the second one. Either way, you got married on one of the monarchs' birthdays.
There we go. Now I've learned something.
Okay, so let's do this because now I have this young man standing here going, hello, do I have to make you embarrass yourself to talk to me? No, we do not. Let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes, take a deep breath all the way up through your body and blow it towards me. Okay, so I do recognize your friend's energy here. I don't remember how he passed or anything. He's like skipping that. He's see a dog. Oof, that's him right now, emphasizing. You see, Spirit does that, right? But there's a grandmother or a mother figure stepping forward as well that is cutting off my breath. I know I usually speak to this person, but it feels like a grandmother, could even be great grandmother. I'm fairly certain it's not your mom. Your mom's still here in the physical world, I think. I think it's mom's mom. She steps forward, she takes me to the breath, and then I can't breathe. And then I pass, I should say. I can't breathe, and then I'm on the other side. Does that sound like mom's mom?
Maybe dad's mom.
Hold on. No, I still think I'm with mom's mom. She's like, no, go back to mom's mom. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
See, and every time I say that, the dog barks. And if you understand how spirit speaks, when you hear a ding or a bing or a bark after you say something, that's spirit emphasizing it. So now with mom's mom, I asked her to clarify because that's not making sense. She shows me the body scan, which is more than one issue or pain throughout the body. And then I just take one last breath and I'm on the other side. It's like, there.
That makes sense.
And she's giving a lot of reassurance and I'm like, why? Here's the thing. You've connected your mom to me at some point, I think. I think I've read her before. So I feel like I'm reading for both of you now. See, before I connected with your mom, I didn't have that energy coming in around yours. Now your friend is here, but he's doing you and mom a solid by bringing through grandma for mom, who just put the white blanket around mom's shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. Her mom is saying, let her know I am here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. She's like, get her walking. She needs to keep walking. She needs to keep moving. She's moving and moving. Is your mom always on the go or has she been not feeling so well? Why is grandma telling her to get up and get moving?
She's always on the go and maybe she needs to get up and get moving for herself.
She needs to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, it almost feels like one of those situations where, you know how some people grow up and we're people pleasers. We get our happiness from what we can do for everybody else. But then what happens if everybody else around us is now okay? What happens if we feel like they don't need us anymore? We can go into a depression, right?
Yep.
But your mom is nowhere near time to go yet. Nowhere near. Does she bowl? Do you know?
No, not at all.
I think because I'm seeing my grandparents into their like 70s and 80s. They were 10-pin bowling. And your grandma just gave your mom a bowling ball. And I'm like, most people don't bowl in that age today. It's very rare you see people bowling up to that age today. And she's like, they can do it. She could do it. She could do it. Get her out of the house. She's got to do something fun for her and learn how to be happy for her. Okay, your friend's like, there we go. Very good. She had her say. Now it's back to me. It's my turn to say what I need to say again. Where did you go? Are you still here? Oh my gosh. So, okay, so Lee, you're here. That's funny. I want you to remember this and tell your friend this. Spirit just kicked her off. Oh, here she comes. Never mind. That's so funny. Spirit's not playing, you guys.
You can't kick her off.
Isn't that funny? Because did you hear how that just happened? Your friend stepped forward and said, all right, that's enough from grandma. It's my turn to talk again. And as soon as we said that, boom, she was gone off the thing. Spirit's playing with you guys. And I tried to let her back in. And it doesn't even look like she can get back in.
Sorry, guys.
Did you see that, Jen?
Oh, man.
Did you catch that? So your friend all of a sudden steps forward and says, okay, that's enough. Grandma said what she has to say. It's my turn. So then, boof, the whole thing, you disappeared. You cut right off. That was your friend
This is
that
the
cut you off.
second time it's happened like that.
Because it's him. He's like,
He's a
"Hey,
rock
my
star."
dog is going nuts." See, when you see that kind of stuff happen, that's spirit training you to understand their language. You have to take into account everything that is going on in the room around you and understand there is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance. So when your grandma's trying to come forward and you're thinking it's the other grandma and they're like, no, it's mom's grandma, and the dog's like, "Roo!" That's a yes for what we just said. When your other friend steps forward and says, goodbye, grandma, it's my turn, and you go disappear off the platform altogether, that's him showing you how strong he is and that he means what he says. Don't mess with him.
Yep.
I love their energy. I know you have a little boy, at least one. He gave him a helmet and he showed me Evil Knievel. Do you have a little boy that's like constantly hurting himself, stunting, or
I got two of them. We call them the Bash Brothers.
that's why he's giving him a helmet then.
Yep, sounds right.
He's so around you and very much loving that you have incorporated him into your life. Like, this feels like a best friend, to be honest. All I know is you have a friend on the other side, but he feels more like a brother, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
And he's so appreciative of not just your relationship, but the way you've been able to communicate with him, because we can all see it. As I'm talking to you, he's communicating in every way you can think of, using coincidence and fluke, random, or chance. And I think what he's showing me is that you are aware of that even when we're not talking, and you're interacting with him on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
And you've been teaching your husband. Is your husband in the room right now?
He just stepped outside.
Because he just flipped him the bird. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he's like, that's how we say hi. I'm like, okay.
So yeah, I have a wedding photo of me and my husband dancing. And you know, my friend Lee, Lee wasn't at the wedding and I flipped her the bird. So amongst the four of us, that's our greeting style. Yeah.
A love spirit. You see what I mean? They're talking to you.
Yeah.
No, he was at your wedding, honey. He was definitely at your wedding.
Oh, for sure.
He's laughing at your wedding song. What did you choose for a wedding song?
Shania Twain. The why am I drawing a blank right now?
Looks like we made
That's
it.
exactly the song.
As soon as you said Shania Twain, I told him to play it, and so he started playing it in my head.
Yeah.
But why is he laughing? Is somebody not a huge country fan? Like, I don't know why he's teasing you about this.
Probably because it would not have been his choice if because he would have been like my best girl and he would have been the one helping with all the decisions.
Got ya. And he's not big into country, hey?
No.
You can tell. He said, did you see me? I feel like he's in a picture.
So my best friend Lee set up my reception and everything. And to my surprise, I show up to my head table and there's a picture of JD and I. Yeah.
Goosebumps. Oh my God. And so what I love about this, okay, this is what I love about my job. So is Lee even still on here or did she disappear? And now she's,
Oh, Lee's around. Lee's here.
oh, there she is. She's right beside you. So what I love about this is that, okay, let me try to say that again. Hold on. Is he kind of was, okay, let me back up. So when your grandma was done talking and he's like, okay, I'm stepping forward, and he kicked grandma off and you off at the same time, he got me to start talking to Lee. I went right to Lee. I was like, okay, Lee, I know you guys are friends. So now you're going to have to tell her that he just kicked you off. I didn't realize that she was friends as well. And she's the one that brought his picture to you at your wedding, and yet in this reading he found a way to connect with both of you using fluke, random, and chance, synchronicity.
Yep.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Okay, now he's like, okay, so now that you guys understand that, he gave you both big bags of money, and I'm like, what is that for?
Woo!
I feel like you need it for the next chapter. That's so funny, because I remember when I did a reading for Lee, there was something about business. I don't remember what it was, but he's showing me a big bag for the both of you, and that this is going for the next chapter, that business is about to expand to the next chapter or something. I don't know. I see like
My husband and I sat down yesterday on our way home from work, and we just said, JD, send us a good job, just a job that could get us through the next year financially.
Awesome. Well, that would be why he's giving you the money.
Yeah, my husband runs his own commercial business, so chasing work, right, is always the next step. We got slow, so that's what we're looking to JD right now to help us out. Yeah.
That's awesome. So here's the thing. Instead of, I just want you to fine tune the way you're thinking of that so that you don't get more waiting for the right job. You get the right job. Sometimes when we are asking God for help, we say it, or when we're even our loved ones, we say it in a way, and they are very specific. You understand? It's very frustrating. They get to be very symbolic when they're talking to me, but they're very specific when we have to talk to them. It's like, okay. Anyway, so when you say, send us some money, please send us money, that puts it a bit in the future, and it will keep it in the future. So
Right.
when you say, thank you for that money you're sending us, I already know it's coming. Thank you for lining us up with this. Thank you for the little break that you're giving me now. I know it's slow because this is a rest period because the busy season is coming up. Thank you so much for this. And then if you keep saying that and thanking it for the break before the busy season, what is this? The calm before the storm. When you tell yourself it's the calm before the storm, and you're like, okay, I'm ready for the storm. Thank you for sending me the storm. And you start saying it that way, bam, floodgates.
That's
But
exactly how we asked.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
So that's why he's handing you 2 bags. Just don't get frustrated if you don't see that job until you might have $5 in your bank account. But that doesn't mean that that money won't be there the next day, and you might have 5,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. He's pulling his energy back, and then he said that he'll get his new truck or Jeep. What is this? Or is it a Hummer, maybe?
So my husband's having truck issues. He just got it 2 years ago. He wants a new one. He wants a better one for work. I want to get rid of my Jeep and get a new vehicle.
So I saw the Jeep too.
Manifesting.
There you go. So he knows everything. So what he just did is show me what's on your list that he's got to bring to you right now.
Yep. Yep. I listen to you, Tracy, when you tell us to ask them for specific. I listen.
And is it working?
It's working. It's doing good. I asked for the reading today.
Did you?
I did. And I kick myself in the butt because sometimes I seem like I'm being greedy, and I know there's people out there that could really use the reading, but I just, yeah.
Like I said, even though I might be reading for you directly, everybody else who's here listening is getting a message through their loved ones as well. And here's the thing about doing this. You see, this is what I love about this guy. You're one of the reasons why, don't take this the wrong way, but this guy here is so good at synchronicity and coincidence that before, when I would just leave the readings open to whoever could call in, he would get you in every single time. And so you don't have to feel guilty about getting a reading anymore, because I'm not going to let you in every single time. You only get in every few months.
Yep, this is true.
You don't have to feel guilty about that. He still hears everything that you're saying and he's still lining everything up for you. And please let me thank Lee on his behalf for everything that she did to let you know that he was there. Mm. He just looked at you, Lee, and he's like, you the man, you the man.
Oh my God. Yeah. So Lee and my friend had very few encounters. So they never really knew each other very much. And I was always thinking, like, I didn't want to replace my best friend. And Lee is not whatsoever a replacement, but just the mere fact that my friend JD is recognizing how important Lee is in our lives, and then like he's fine with it. And it's so special. I needed this.
Aw, that is
Yeah.
amazing. When you said I needed this, literally all the hair is up on my arms. And he said, and I needed everything that you're giving to him now, that communication. And I know this might be hard for people to understand, but the hardest part about being dead, from what I've been told, is that we don't hear them or feel them anymore. And they can see us in pain. They can see us struggling and they want to help us, but they can't choose for us. They can't tell us what to do. They can only line up what you've asked them to help you with. So it's hard for them to be dead in that way. And what you've done is you have kept him so alive. He is so alive. He's with you every day at work. He's communicating even with your friend, and he's helping
Yeah.
bring that friend to you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Such a gift.
Yeah.
Well, just get excited. He's pulling his energy back, and just know that your loved ones are taking care of mom, keeping her busy. Tell her to really think about that bowling league thing. I don't know why they keep showing me that, but as soon as I talk about that again, they still give her a bowling ball. I think
Yep.
it's just something that'll keep her active, and it's a weekly thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree with it. I'm going to suggest it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have an awesome.
Thank you, Lee. I had to give a little shout out to Lee because she's awesome. Everyone loves her.
I do.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, where am I going to, you guys? Where am I going to? There's some people on here that I haven't read for before. I think. Who's Tegan? Have I read for you before? I'm coming up to you. There's a lady standing behind you, like doing this. Take yourself off mute for me, hun. Not sure how. I'm not sure if you're on a phone or not. I know on my computer I just press. Here, let me see if I can help you.
There, is that good?
There we go. There, yes, perfect. Have I ever read for you before, hun?
Oh, I've been trying to make an appointment, but I've been in and out of town and I haven't made it yet, but it is going to happen.
Well, it's happening right now. We're going to get a little message if you want one.
I do.
Awesome. Because you get a lady standing behind you going, like, her arm's going to fall off if I don't go to her soon. So,
Okay, my daughter is actually Tegan, and I don't know, maybe she set this up for me because I don't know why her name's coming up.
that's okay. What's your name?
My name's Jackie.
Jackie. Okay. My father's name was Jack. I can remember that. Okay, let's do this though. She's like, I don't care whatever you want to call yourself. Just, I want you to talk to me. I feel like it's a grandma or a mother figure. I'll tell you that. But there's two. There's a mother figure and a father figure. And they're very loud and very quick and very like, so let's do this connection exercise so I can hear them more clear. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay. So I have that mother figure. I also have a father figure here. I hear daddy's hands very loud and clear. And that one I go right above you. I think it is your dad. Is your dad on the other side, hun?
Yeah.
Now what's interesting is I have a bit of it. I think I've got two mother figures going on here, which is what's going on. So your dad's mom is on the other side?
Yeah, and my mother.
That's what I was going to say, because I got two mother figures here, and I got
And
dad.
my both grandmothers. Or,
Well, don't pull them all in at the same time. We'll get three mother figures here. It'll be really
oh,
hard for
sorry.
time. Because what's going on is I got dad coming forward with his mom and then your mom over here. Now, your parents aren't holding hands though. There is a bit of separation between the two of them, which is interesting to me because usually if they're married, they come forward holding hands, which is my symbol for that they were connected or married in the physical world. It does still feel like they were still married. I almost wonder if they were married for a very long time, like one of those situations where they love each other, but like you have your room, I have mine, we're good. You have your space, I have my space. I'm not exactly sure why they're putting that distance or space between them.
I don't know. They were very together.
Interesting. Did your dad smoke?
Yeah.
And your mom's not smoking?
Well,
She's
my
not-
mom quit. She did smoke, but she quit before she passed.
I love that. I love the way they speak. So we've already established earlier on this broadcast or on this show that sometimes there's nothing worse than an ex-smoker on that side. I don't always know why they do things the way they do, but that explains it. If dad's over here smoking like a chimney and mom quit, she's like not having it, so she's not standing beside him. Like I said, I can feel the love between the two of them. I can tell that they were married. I didn't think that they were like emotional separation, but your mom won't stand beside him because she's done with that shit, and your dad's still doing it on the other side. And I think he which is amazing because I think he had some breathing issues before he passed. Like I'm having trouble getting a breath and I can hear that.
He was a longtime smoker, so he coughed a lot. And
Yeah, and as we're talking about this, your mom's like, he still didn't learn his freaking lesson. She learned her lesson, I'll tell you. But your mom is showing me the body scan, which is my symbol for more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. She's showing me that it felt like we couldn't figure out what was wrong, or we kept going back, we kept trying to figure it out, and then finally we figured out what was wrong, and there was just no time. It was just everything happened so fast, and I'm on the other side. Do you understand that?
well, I don't think we really even know why she passed. We thought, I mean, she was just older, and she never got over losing my dad. So she just went downhill.
Yeah, slow that down. She's not sad to be on the other side, I'll tell you that. And when you say that she went downhill, was she unable to communicate at the end? Because she's taking me
Nope.
to the mind.
Just the last day.
Yeah, because she's taking me to that inability, or to the mind. I feel some confusion, inability to communicate. I feel the holding of the hand, but I feel like I really want to go. I really want to go. And she's expressing the communication, two things. One, I'm very grateful for whoever kissed my cheek and said it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. I can hear those words and it feel enormous gratitude, because that last day or so she was unable to communicate how badly she wanted to be there with him, because she didn't want you guys to feel like she didn't want to be with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she knew he was there before like, even if you guys didn't know, she could smell the cigarette smoke. She knew he was there. She's also got a sibling or something, at least one, maybe two on the other side as well, because she's showing me that there's some people to the side coming in as well. She's
Yeah.
reconnected with the siblings to the side.
Hmm.
Somebody speaks another language on that side, because I'm hearing Je t'aime mon chéri, which when I hear French, that's just my signal for that there's a connection to another language on that side. Doesn't necessarily have to be French.
I don't know.
I think I'm with dad's side. Do you know if dad was from, or his grandparents or something are from another country? Like I'm going over water.
Well, his dad was from Iceland.
Interesting. I don't know anything about Iceland, so I don't know if they speak another language or if it's
I
English.
don't know. I don't know.
I know that your dad is validating that he's reconnected with the family that speaks another language on that side.
Hmm.
And then I see gratitude for are him and mom laid to rest, because it's interesting. He's showing me the tombstone, which is my symbol for how we're laid to rest, and he puts them there both together.
That's interesting. I have four sisters, and we just last year took a trip. We mixed their ashes and we took a trip and we sprinkled ashes all kinds of different places that they used to like to go.
Wow. So he's saying thank you for that. He knows that you did that. And I like the way he showed me. You put us together. That's literally what he said. You put us together and you mix their ashes together.
Yeah.
He knows. He was there for that.
That's good.
You want to put the green peppers and carrots and shit in here? Just
No, thank you. Whose mic just turned on? No
Yeah, I
green.
keep getting Jen back.
Pardon me?
I said I keep getting Jen back.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody's having carrots for supper. Anyway.
Can I ask a real quick question before you go? I recently lost my dog, which has been very, very difficult for me. And like, do you see them with the dog at all? Or do you see my dog over
As soon
there?
as you talk about the dog, it's on your lap. Like, it's not a huge dog, is it?
No.
Is it a girl? See, I just see balls of energy, so I can't tell the sex, but I think it's a girl. Is it a girl?
Yeah.
She jumped up on your lap. As soon as you asked about her, bring, I heard the chain, like the jingle jingle, and she jumped on your lap. Do you still have her collar?
Just the tags from it.
I can hear the tag. That's what I'm hearing. That's what the word I was looking for, is the tags of the collar. Slow this down. I hear we did everything that we could. We did everything that we could. She was old, hey? Like,
She was getting there, yeah. And it was very fast.
she's taken me to this side of my head and I feel pain down my neck or down this side of my head. And what?
I don't even know. She just like over a weekend couldn't walk. And then like she couldn't use her back legs. When I
almost
took her to the
it's
vet,
almost like a
she's-
stroke.
well, when I took her to the vet, she said she thought she possibly had like a tumor on her spine or something.
Hmm.
But it could have been a stroke. I don't know.
I always feel it from their perspective, and I've got this pain going all the way down here, down my side. And I know that stroke causes paralysis as well. What I do know is that Doc is like, I'll be back. Like, this is the second time that I've been with you. You think I'm not coming back? I am. So who did that dog remind you of? You had a different dog before that, or cat. It was another animal before it was this one.
No, I haven't had one since since we were kids.
That's fine. Then the one that you had as a child, you had quite the bond with, yeah?
Yeah.
That's that dog.
Hmm.
Our animals are our spirit guides, and they will incarnate into our life over and over and over again. That is their job, to be here for us, unconditionally love us, to support us through good and bad. They are our spirit guides. That dog's coming back. Don't throw out my bowls. Do you have special
What?
dog bowls for her?
Yeah. But my husband says no more dogs.
Good luck
I
with
just I just talked to him and said I want to get another one. He said, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Good luck with that, because when a spirit is meant to come into your world, they will come in. You ever seen one of those videos, the reels on Facebook, TikTok, anything like that, where it's like you see the father figure all cuddled up with the cat he didn't want or the dog he didn't want? That is an animal that was meant to be here. It doesn't matter if you say you don't want them or you do want them. If something is meant to be, it will be here. And just so you know, if you said it differently to your husband, you would have a dog. Because I can tell you something, that man loves you. I can feel it through this. And if you said, honey, I'm not going to be okay unless I have another dog, he would let you have that dog. because he cares more about you than being right or being in control, right? He would do it. It's just that
Okay.
you haven't made it clear enough that this is a deal breaker for you and that you need this in order to heal. And if you expressed it in such a way, he would love you enough to do that for you and accept it. But wait for the dog to come back into your world, because that'll make it a lot easier. The dog will take care of all of that for you. He'll make your husband fall in love with him, and it'll be your husband that brings the dog home. See, you hear that phone in the background? Da-da-ding, da-da-ding, da-da-ding. They're emphasizing it.
Okay,
You tell the dog, if you're coming back, you got to make him fall in love with you first. And you
Yeah.
watch make it happen.
okay.
See, I love Spirit. That is so awesome. They're very much emphasizing this is what's going to happen. Mm. Your mom's not so much taking care of the dog, but your dad is. I didn't get a chance to bring in your grandma. Were you very close with grandma?
No.
What about the other one? Because there's a lady stepping forward around you that's showing me this. And I feel like I'm going to a mother figure above you. I don't think it's your mom. I think it's like grandma.
Mm,
Could be an aunt, but
I would say not overly close. Like, I mean, we had a relationship, but I wasn't like close like I was with my mom.
is your mother-in-law on the other side?
Well, she passed very early in mine and my husband's relationship. So I think I met her twice.
I think this is where I'm going to right now, because okay, here we go. She's showing me this, how close she is, which is like, I'm right there with you. I feel an enormous amount of love and an enormous amount of gratitude around you for the way that it's almost like, you know what she just showed me? Have you ever seen a relay race?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, please forgive me for this before I say it. So in the relay race, the first runner has the baton and they run and they hand it to the next runner who takes the baton and then finishes the race, right? She's like, he couldn't do this race by himself. I helped him with the first part of it. I handed the baton off to you so that you could take care of him for the second part of it, because he can't do this alone. I feel like she's teasing him and at the same time thanking you for being that woman in his life that has helped him get from where he was to who he is. I feel like you guys have been married for a long time.
We've been together for a long time, but again, not married that long. And no, we didn't get married in a church.
I was just going to say, good to hear. If you're going to get married in a church after being together for a long time, just no organ and stained glass windows. That's it.
Well, we've been married for 13 years, but we've been together for 30.
Wow. I can feel that.
Yeah.
They're pulling their energy back. Oh, wait, they are and they aren't. As soon as I say that, your husband's father steps forward. He's also on the other side.
He's still here.
Then this has got to be your father, because it's very pronounced father figure. Did I not get much information from your dad? Maybe I didn't. Because as soon as I started pulling all that other stuff or all those other people back, it's like, the father's here. It's like, okay. Slow it down. No, this is coming in around your husband. It definitely is. So it must be his grandfather. So when I asked for clarity, I'm still going to the side. I got the father figure coming up the side of your husband, and I'm like, but it's not his dad. And I saw the white blanket go around the father figure's or his dad's shoulders. White blanket is my symbol for watching over somebody who has health or stress issues here in the physical world. And I see an emphasis on taking care of him or being around him right now and like comfort and reassurance. Is he going through some health issues right now?
Yeah, he's older and he has a lot of health issues.
So his dad is stepping forward, your husband's grandfather stepping forward as a way to try to give your husband some relief, to let him know that his dad is not always alone, that they have lots of support around him, that even if you can't see them, they're there.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. As they're pulling their energy back, your mom just made you a glass of hot chocolate or chocolate milk or something. This is weird. You know those old cans of like Nesquik? I'm so dating myself here, but I think
Yeah.
close to the same age range, so you know what I mean. But you know those old cans of Nesquik or something? That's what she's showing me that.
We used to have hot chocolate as kids a lot, but she made everything from scratch.
See, I've never seen hot chocolate made from scratch, so I don't have that in my library. So even if she showed me, I wouldn't be saying it right. She's specifically giving you the hot chocolate, and it does feel like a warm memory, like something that reminds you of her. That's exactly it. Every time you want to feel your mom around, you go make yourself a cup of hot chocolate. And even if you don't know how to make it from scratch, she's like, I won't criticize you for cheating, but the whole point of it is to drink that and remember me and feel my presence and know that I'm with you. She's not gone.
Okay.
She's kind of chatty. Every time I try to pull back, she's like, one more thing, one more thing, one more thing. You have her blankets? Because she gave me some blankets as I was pulling my energy back, and it feels like those quilted ones that the older people made.
No, I have a blanket that she knit for my daughter that I still have.
That's a blanket. That's what I'm seeing, knitting and a blanket. So she knows that you still have that. She's just giving you a whole bunch of validations is what I feel like. Just very honored that we're actually speaking right now. Or I don't know if honored is the right word, but excited that for you to know that she is speaking to you, that she does see everything that's going on in your world, that her and dad are together. Although she's not quite standing with him all the time because he's a little stinky now that he's still smoking over there, but he doesn't care because you can't kill them twice on that side. And I don't feel like he has that breathing thing anymore. So smoke
Can
away.
I ask just a really, well, this probably isn't a quick question. I have a daughter that, well, I only have one, but went through a bone marrow transplant after they passed. And I just, like, I feel like they were there, but I mean, I talked to them a lot to help us through that.
When you asked that question, your mom showed me you on your knees praying in a chapel. Like, I don't know if you were in the chapel,
Didn't pray in a chapel, no, but
but you know, at the hospitals, how they have those chapels sometimes.
yeah,
when,
no, I went there, but I prayed in her hospital room many times.
Okay, so they can only show me what's in my library, things that I've seen and experienced myself. So if they're taking me to a scene in an old movie where, you know, when you see people praying and whatnot, maybe it wasn't in the chapel or whatnot, but I can feel you praying around that surgery. I can see her and feel her hovering around you as you're praying for that. And the message that I get around that is two songs. Every Little Thing Is Gonna Be Okay by Bob Marley. And okay, slow that other song down a little bit. It's Unanswered Prayers by Garth Brooks. Interesting. Have you heard that song before?
Yeah.
So by her showing me that song, it makes me feel like maybe there was almost a surgery that didn't go well, or that didn't actually go through. And then this was like the second thing, like something didn't happen that wasn't supposed to happen so that this could happen. And then this surgery was the one that was supposed to be for her. Does that make sense?
Well, she had a lot of medical issues. She was supposed to have a surgery that was an emergency surgery, and then it didn't happen. And then the next day, we found out she couldn't have the surgery because it would have killed her. And then but it was months later that she went for an actual bone marrow transplant, which wasn't a surgery. It was kind of a procedure, but she did also have every complication you could imagine. So, I mean, it was very scary times. And
so you got to change the way you're saying that, first of all, because the way you're saying that is causing you pain still to this day. And you
well,
are,
no, I'm very happy. I mean,
so I know, but I can feel when you think back to that situation, it still hurts, right?
oh, of course.
But think about it. This is what I'm saying. I can help you so that even when you think back of that, it's not going to hurt so much by the way that you change the words. She didn't go through any of that. She overcame all of that. And by overcoming all of that, every time you overcome something, you have new strength, new power, new abilities, new everything inside you that allows you to go forward and embrace the world. That
Yeah.
situation needed to happen so that she could. Here's the thing about, I'll explain it this way. Here's the thing about when we are born with major health issues. Our souls evolve through lifetimes. It's not just a one and done thing. We're like Pokemon. Every challenge that we go through, every battle that we overcome, we become higher versions of ourselves with more abilities and more. Somebody, Tara, I think that's you. Your mute's not on, please. I can hear you typing. So what happens is that when we are born into a lifetime with all of these challenges and difficulties, it gives our soul a very fast evolution. It's like we're crash course, so to speak. Like you could take a course throughout a year, or you could speed it up and do it in like 3 months. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So a soul that incarnates into a disabled body, that's what they are doing. First of all, they are getting rid of some of the karma that they may have accumulated from other lifetimes, and they are fast tracking their skills and abilities in this lifetime to achieve evolution of the soul. So, and then when they come into the next lifetime, we still come in with all of those gifts that we developed in the lifetime before. We just don't remember it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you think to your daughter's complications, I want you to see them as, holy cow, I am so proud of this girl because
Oh,
I know you
I
are already.
I do. And I am, like I said, I just feel so blessed every day that and I mean, she is a rock star. She's amazing. So I'm so proud of her and so grateful that things turned out the way they did. But that's why I said, like, I kind of feel like my mom and dad were there, but
Oh, yeah. They were all there. They were all helping with that kind of stuff. And that's why I heard the song Unanswered Prayers, which was not the song I was expecting to hear when you ask about surgery. You're like, she had this bone marrow thing. How were they there? And I'm hearing Unanswered Prayers. What the heck? That makes more sense. I could feel that they were saving or preventing her from. When you say, were they there? Yes, they were. They stopped her from having that first operation that would have killed her.
well, thank God.
And let that be a lesson to all of us who are listening here. Sometimes, because in that moment, I want you to remember when they said, no, she's not going to have this surgery, which you thought was the one thing that she needed at that moment. You felt devastated. What do you mean this isn't happening? It needs to happen. And then later, when you find out it's the worst thing that could happen, there's relief. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, but with her, it was not like that, because when they said surgery, both my husband and I said, absolutely not. No, no, no. But then they said, well, if she doesn't get it, she's going to die.
That's what I'm saying.
And then the next morning, the other doctor came in and said, she can't get it, she'll die. So we were right because my husband said she was supposed to go for emergency surgery that night. And he said, absolutely not. You can put her on the list for first thing in the morning, but she is not going tonight. And then in the morning, the other doctor came and said, are you out of your mind? Why would you let her get this? It's like, it wasn't me. We didn't want it. So she didn't get it, and thank God she didn't.
Yeah. So that was all of them preventing that. And not just preventing that, but showing you who you could trust and who you could not trust in the situation. It's what we call the pearl in the bullshit. When you get life hands you a big pile of bullshit, dive in, because
Yeah.
I promise you in there is a pearl somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As they're pulling their energy back, they're giving her a baby though. Is she is she able to have children?
They don't think so.
Is she in her 30s?
No, 20s.
Yeah, I see her having a child. You asked if your family was still, if they were protecting her and helping her. And as they're pulling their energy back, they're like, yeah, and that doesn't end just with those complications. We're still helping her. And they have the soul of a child on that side. So don't let her think that it's not possible for her. just tell her that there's a soul over there waiting to call her mommy. And I don't know 100% whether or not that soul is going to choose to come through her womb or somebody else's womb, but I do know that you're going to be a grandma and your daughter's going to be a mama. And your loved ones on that side are going to help with that one way or another.
Okay.
She's so proud of you. Just so you know, your mom is showing me the pinky finger, which is my symbol that you have more nurturing and love in your pinky finger. No, let me try this again. More nurturing, love, and parenting ability in your pinky finger than some people do in their entire body. And she's very proud of you. She has not left you. They're helping you with everything on that side, but you have to let them know specifically what you want because they're not allowed to choose for you.
Okay.
Make sense? Awesome. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. And again, if you didn't get read today, don't worry about it because you're all back on my list. And the list, I'm not going to be as specific as I was before. I needed to do that for me and to just write everything here for a bit. But you guys are all on the top of my list again. So even if I read you for you up until last year, like at the end of December, you're still all back on my list. And I don't care. We're just going to keep doing it this way every single day or every single live that I do. I'm just going to look and see who's here and go with what the energy is coming through. If you guys are still watching, there was messages in here for you. So if you heard me talking to somebody else and it sounded like it could have been for you, it was. I promise you. Promise you. And there's
Can I, sorry, just interrupt and say thank you very much. And I'll definitely meet you and we'll get together for a real reading, but thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, you guys, I got to pee so bad. My eyes are like yellow here. So have an awesome rest of your day. And I'm going to try to come back again this week. Now that that Mercury retrograde energy is lifted, it's like I can breathe and move again. So we're going to be doing this again. It's one of those things. It's like no matter how much you love a food, if you eat it too much, too fast, you're going to get sick of it. So sometimes I love this work so much that I get up here and I do it and I do it and I do it and I do it. And then even though I want to do it, it's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm sick of that. I need to give it a little rest. So bear with me if I have these little pauses in between when I'm here and when I'm not. But thank you guys so much for coming. I adore you to pieces. And I will see you guys again very soon. Take care, you guys. If it will let me end it now. Here we go.